Welcome back to Grump's barn. Well, today I should be getting on with cleaning this up finally and giving it, well, giving the main axle anyway, a coat of undercoat. Once I've cleaned it off, it's nearly there. Needs a little bit of cleaning up, finish it off. Most of the crap's off from last time. But before I do that, somebody was asking how you put an engine on an engine stand. And I know if you haven't done it before, it can look quite daunting, but actually it is a lot simpler than most people think. So rather than actually taking it back off and putting it on again, it's very easy just to show you how it's done. Right, first things first, you have to take the clutch off of the engine. Can't be done with the clutch in place because it sticks out too much. You'd never get these arms to sit where they need to be with the clutch sticking out. It just wouldn't work. Wouldn't have the room at all. Right, so you take your clutch off, then you take this part of your engine stand, the plate, which detaches obviously from here. The pin here which stops it from rolling over, but it just pushes in to the main part here. That's the back end of it sticking out with this bar in there at the moment, which acts as a handle for putting it around, and also when you're actually turning the engine, use that. But all you do is if you've got something like this 300 TDI, where you have studs all the way around, all through here, what I had to do was take two of the studs out, this one and this one. I have got a stud remover, but it was just as easy to just lock two of these nuts together on the studs and then undo it that way. I don't know if you haven't done that, it's very easy. You just put one nut on, roll it down the thread, put the second one on and do it up very tightly against it, and then you undo the back one. And because the two are locked together, they actually unscrew the stud rather than coming off the stud. If they start to come off, just tighten them up against each other some more, and it will work. So yeah, I took out the two studs here and here. Down the bottom here, you will see that again it's bolted in. These are nut holes. You have bolts in these, so in this case I just literally obviously just lift the bolts out of those two holes. The biggest pain in the arse is finding the exact size bolts for these that are going to be long enough to go through here and sit into here enough to hold it. These particular ones are, I think they're M10 by 80s. They're definitely 80mm long, which is what, about 3/4 of an inch, just over. So basically you find out how deep your thread is in there, just check it against one of the bolts even, just see how far it goes in, and then add to that the length of the tube here to find your length of bolt you need. Obviously you're also going to have to find out for your particular engine what size thread you've got as well in the holes. You can do that by trial and error if you're not sure, but on Land Rover these particular ones are all M10s, which means it's 10mm across the actual threaded part. So yeah, you've got to find the bolts to do that. Make sure you stick a washer on the back of them, otherwise the end of your bolt will just dig into this tube and try and go through it. So you have to have a washer of the right size in there. These are pretty standard size washers and they fit exactly on here. So basically, yep, you then bolt these up onto it with the engine on the ground, bearing in mind that the middle part of this should be in line. Normally, if you've got a short engine, unlike this, which is a fully built up one, you have it in line in here, in line with the actual center of the crank, which obviously is the center of the flywheel on here, so that it all stays balanced. But what I've had to do, because I've got a full engine here with all the ancillaries on and everything else, it's top heavy, so I've actually set it up as far as I can, so I'm actually above the level of the actual crankshaft to try and keep it more balanced. And then once you've bolted it all up, you then tighten your bolts down, obviously here and here, because these are adjustable. These slide up and down to allow you to adjust it to fit different engines and whatever you. So you tighten them all up, then lift up the engine using your engine crane, unless you're very strong and can do it by hand, but there aren't many that can do that. Lift it up with your engine crane to approximately the right height, or maybe just a little bit higher than the actual stand part, and then you just slide your stand over the end of this tube, slide it on, lock it in, and make sure you lock in the handle as well to stop it sliding back out again, and then just gently let it down with the crane onto the floor, and then you've got it. Your engine is safely on a stand. It's actually pretty simple. It's a lot simpler than it appears at first. So I hope that helps. Right, now back to the job in hand. I'm now going to go get a wire brush, clean off any remaining crap on here, and then I shall be giving it the old acid treatment to get rid of anything else that's left. The Geyser did a pretty good job on that, of getting rid of 99% of all the crap that was on it. But yeah, I should be giving it the acid treatment and then giving that a wash down as well. Let it dry off before I paint it. Right, back in a sec. Well, we're getting there. Taken me about 3/4 of an hour so far, but as you can see, we got off most of the grease and crap now. This is almost ready for the acid treatment, almost. Just got to do this bit under here, which is still stubbornly covered in bloody grease, oil and shit. But no, we're nearly there. Won't be long now and I can acid treat it, ready for its first coat of paint. Blimey, knackered. Right, get on with it. Back in a bit. Bloody hell. Having a quick smoke break before I carry on again. It's taken me about an hour and a quarter so far and there's still more crap on there. You know what, when I started doing this, I thought, I know the certain bits underneath were in a bit of a state, needed a good clean up or changing. Well, yeah, it's going to take me a few months. All I've got to do is whip the chassis out, clean everything up, replace a few bits and put it back together. Poor mad fool that I am. I'm still going. Well, I've nearly got the front axle sorted. Fucking hell. Oh well. I'm enjoying it anyway, that's the main thing. I do love doing stuff like this. Right, that's enough musing on life. Let's get back and get this thing finished off. Back in a bit. Right, well that's the whole lot given a damn good coating of phosphoric acid. I think it's 80%, supposed to be a heavy duty one. Leave that for a few minutes now. Let's see what happens. Obviously once the time's up I'll have to give it a good rinse off with the hose. It's a little bit too big to wipe everything off. Alright, back in a few minutes and see what difference it's made. Well, that's quite impressive actually. Those seats are absolutely covered in rust. Well, certain bits are going to need a second application, I think. It's got a hell of a lot of it off. There's some bits like here where it's made some difference, but not enough yet. Yeah. Should give the obviously rusty bits another going over. But that I'm pretty impressed with. Seems to have converted a lot of that and got rid of quite a lot of it as well. Ooh, right, give it another go. Right, well after its second treatment, that side is pretty done. Unfortunately this side is now on its third treatment. It's getting there, most of it's off. There's some pretty heavy rust, especially on that bit there. And there, there's a bit there, very heavy there. It's just taking that bit longer to get off. We're getting there. Still quite impressed with it for the price. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was quite cheap for a 30 grade container of it. Right, back in a bit when I've washed this off again. Well, I found out why I wasn't getting that off. It was a bit thicker than I thought it was. I gave it a damn good bashing and wire brushed it a bit more, and now I think you'll agree that's a hell of a lot better. Now all I've got to do is dry it off and get some paint on there. Well, that's where I shall leave it for now. I've got some more piddling about to do and drying up of everything, whatever, so I'm not going to be doing a hell of a lot more today. Ah dear, right. Next time you see it, this will be painted up. I'll be putting the bushes back in here, getting this all cleaned up, and I think it might open me to repaint. I wish it does. It's a bit grotty. Not too bad though, considering. Right, so thanks for watching. Ah, dear me. I'm going to get back out in the sunshine and get this dried off and chuck some paint over it. See you next time. Bye. One final little passing thing. There you go. All painted up to protect it. Unfortunately, you might notice, or you might not, that is not primer. It's actually red Smoothite. It's the only thing I could find that I could put over a little bit of rust that was still there. Never mind, that'll do. It'll be an undercoat for it. I will paint over that properly with some nice black. I don't care if it all falls off 6 months later. The rust's basically been treated. There's only a teeny bit on there left. But I wanted something that will actually do something with the rust. And you know, Smoothite, even though it's pretty shit these days compared to what it used to be, it does still seem to deal with it to some degree. So hopefully it will do. Anyway, that'll do it. Bugger it. That's enough for me. Right, see you next time. Bye.